I request our General Secretary, Dr. Ramesh, to introduce our last speaker, Mr. Gunturu Pawan Kumar of Sprint Exports.
Very good evening to all the Indians and good morning to the people from the rest of the world. It's my honor to introduce today to you Mr. Pawan Kumar Gunturu. This is a very hot topic. All of you guys in India have been expecting for this. Like, what is the Indian exporters' perspective of the international seafood market post-COVID? I think I'd like to thank Mr. Pawan Kumar for taking time. He has been here all through this session right from the beginning. And Mr. Pawan Kumar Gunturu received his BTech in Civil Engineering and MBA from London, UK. Like our past president and the moderator of today, Mr. Ravi Kumar. So he's also a civil engineer. It's very happy to see that people from the engineering background come into the seafood industry. And he entered the seafood business in 1998. And he has been starting the Sprint Exports in 2004. And last year in 2019, they have exported over 750 containers, most of them going to the US. So it will be a great perspective to learn from what he has to say. And like another very important thing is 80% of the exports of his company has been value-added products, and he has been servicing the retail and the food service sectors. So I'm really happy to welcome Mr. Pawan Kumar to give a great presentation on the Indian perspective, and I hand over the stage to him. Welcome, Mr. Pawan Kumar.
Thank you, Mr. Ramesh, Dr. Ramesh. Thank you, everybody. Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. Good morning in some parts of the world. I know we've been sitting through this session for the past 3 hours or even more, and I just want to keep it short. It's not a long presentation. It is short because most of the points are covered by the previous speakers. Am I clear? Am I audible?
You're very much audible, sir.
Very much.
Okay. I will give me a second. I'll just put forward my presentation on the screen. Yeah, can you see the screen now?
Yes, sir. We can see your screen, sir.
Okay. I'm sorry for the brief interruption. Though I've practiced this in the evening a couple of times, somehow, last minute it got messed up.
No problem, sir. It's a learning curve for all of us.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Basically, my presentation is going to be divided into 3 parts. In the first segment, I would be talking briefly about the exports of seafood from India during the year 2018-19 and 19-20. As you all know, when we talk about financial year in India, it is from 1st of April to 31st of March. So that's how I'm going to do it. So if I bring the first screen up, the total exports from India in the year 2018-19, and our main concentration will be around the shrimp segment. There is a small increase of about 5% or 6% roughly in the exports of shrimp. I think the majority of the contribution in this area is from the Vanami cultured shrimp, that is Vanami. Of course, there is a drop in exports from other segments. Overall, there is a 5% drop from India. If you see the same thing in terms of percentage, the shrimp percentage from exports of shrimp from India has increased by about 6%. That is 50% of the total this thing is from shrimp, and other fishes and other items are occupying the rest of the space. And when you talk about the this thing in terms of value, exports in terms of value, shrimp again is dominating because of the volume. And India has had a target of about $7 billion in turnover in exports, but we could barely touch that figure. We are slightly down by about 2 or 3%. Here again, in terms of percentage, again, 73% of the value is from shrimp, and rest occupies rest of the segments. When you see the country-wise bifurcation, India has been exporting majority of the product to United States. That is in terms of shrimp in value. This is what we have in terms of value, and China has come second. Here you can see a significant increase in exports to China in 2020. That is year ending 2020. There is an increase of about 60%. That is a substantial increase. Of course, European Union, it has gone down slightly. In the Southeast Asian markets, the exports have gone down slightly. So in terms of percentages, USA, it is almost 38% of the total value goes to US, followed by China. And as I said in the previous slide, there is an increase in exports to China by about 8% in the overall value. Now, this is a more interesting slide for me. If you see the value addition from India, there is an increase in value addition from India by roughly about 5%. This is a positive trend. This is something which is interesting for us, and we Indians are looking at increasing the value addition from India to rest of the world. See, if you look at
Mr. Pawan sir, can you please put it on the full screen mode, your presentation, please?
Yes. Is it okay now?
No, sir, you have to go to the bottom right and click the full screen in your presentation. Little more towards your right, there is a button. A little below, on your left now. Yeah, that's the one. I think. That's okay.
Can you see that in the full screen now?
No, not yet, sir.
Let him go ahead, Ramesh.
Okay, yeah. Okay, sir. No worries, sir.
Go ahead, Mr. Pawan.
Okay. In the second segment, we are looking at the impact of COVID on fishery and aquaculture sector. The impact of COVID is a very, very vast topic, and we can have an endless amount of discussion, because most of these sectors, even including the seafood sector, have been impacted by COVID very badly. And the recovery time, I feel, varies from sector to sector. I feel the seafood sector was the first sector which got impacted. I hope and I wish it will be the first sector to recover from this pandemic also, effect of this pandemic. When we look at the next, this thing that is a fresh and chilled and frozen segments was impacted due to the closure of food service sector. As you're all aware that fish and fishery products are highly dependent on international trade, and they have suffered quite early in the outbreak of pandemic due to closure of the food service sector and the wet markets across the world. It will be interesting to note that 45% of fish which is consumed across the world is in the live, fresh and chilled segments. Lockdowns implemented by various countries had a huge impact on logistical movements. As a result of sudden lockdown imposed in various countries, there was a severe disruption of rail, road, ship and air services, which has hugely impacted the movement of goods. And there is also a shortage of seed, feed, which has been observed, and some farm imports, which have been reported in aquaculture sector. And this has caused a shortage of raw material for the exporters in the month of May, June, and July. If we see our productions which in these months, there was no stocking which took place in these months and which has affected the production in India also. Of course, as a result of this pandemic, there's a big drop in demand in the domestic and international markets. Coming to the impact of COVID on Indian seafood exporters, the sudden lockdown in India has impacted the workforce in processing and pre-processing facilities and issue of migrant labor. See, in India, most of the some of the labor which work in the factories are migrated from other states, and this lockdown has impacted the processing and pre-processing works in a big way, because 20 to 30% of the people turned out to work, and we could not do the regular processing like the value addition, and this has severely impacted the production capacities in the factories. Though the government of India has stepped in and declared seafood as the essential, they put the seafood in the essential categories, but still the fear of getting infected has put the workers in at home, and they could not come back to work. Indian exporters were in a tough situation due to cancellation of contracts by some importers, mainly in the food service sector. Now, we all know the COVID has not only affected the exporters, but also the food services in the US and other countries. And the and it is a known fact, and my previous presenters also have put forward that 70% of the total product what is produced or what is imported is to the food service sector in US. And with the food service sector, which is not only restaurants, the airline industry, the cruise line industries, and the catering business, has really impacted the seafood consumption, and hence most of the importers were forced to put contracts on hold, or they had to cancel some of the orders because the restaurants were closed. This has put pressure on the Indian exporters, and we were forced to they were forced to cancel some orders in the earlier days of pandemic. With all this happening in the food service sector, there is one silver lining, which is the retail sector. There is a significant increase in the consumption from the retail sector. And as we all know, the retail sector was mainly taking value-added product. And if you see the statistics, I think most of the shrimp which went from India into the retail sector was in the cooked segment. Even today, as we look at our order books, we see more of cooked product being absorbed into the US market than the headless shallots and raw markets. And logistical issues, I'm sure all of us must have faced this at various stages in the last 6 months, and about logistics. And the seafood industry also, we did face a lot of issues on logistics. There are some misleading perceptions on virus spread through food in some countries have led to decreased consumption. Friends, as far as I know, there is not much of, I've not seen any concrete proof or information which suggests that virus is transmitted via food and food packaging. But enough precautions have been taken by the exporters at various stages in production. Of course, our production involves food safety and other precautions to be taken, and various precautions have been taken by all exporters to make sure we deliver good product as per the international requirements. The government of India has withdrawn the export incentives for Indian exporters, which has put a lot of pressure on the bottom lines of the exporters, which I'm sure we will get over it in the near future. I think the important issue probably most of them would be looking at or waiting to hear from me is the productions from India. As I said in the beginning, there are some disruptions of in the culture due to shortage in seed in the initial days. And this pandemic and with this various market conditions, most of the farmers didn't go in for stocking. Now, there will be a decrease in production out of India this year. Probably we expect a 10% or a 15% drop in the overall production. But most of the exporters now in India are, instead of looking at headless shell on blocks, they are looking at getting into more and more into value-added product, which will be a good sign for Indian exporters. And I hope it will be a good thing for the farmer as well. I think this is brief, this thing which I wanted to say. In case there is any questions, of course, we will be there during the discussion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pawan Kumar, for your short and sweet presentation. We could kind of get an idea about the perspective of exporters and